So I've wanted to do this video for a while, and last week I really just kind of started thinking about it a lot, and I was just kind of feeling down and I was feeling stressed out. And maybe some of you can relate to this, but this is my issue. I am never going to be a fast writer. And I'm never going to be like one of those people who publishes books like really fast, like who does all the rapid release. And I see so many people doing that. It's like they have a book and then it's like not long after that, wow, they have another book and then they have another book and then they have this other book. And it's like, oh my God, like how do these people write so fast? How do they edit so fast? That's just not how I operate. I am just a very slow writer. Now, I will say this, I do feel like the more I write, the faster I am getting at writing. There is that, but I'm still pretty much a slow writer. And I just can't crank out novels like all these other people. That is just not me. And you know, I would love to be able to write fast. I think it would be awesome to just crank out the novels, but I just can't. I just can't do it. Because, you know, it took me 10 years. Yeah, it took me 10 years to write my first novel or to finish my first novel. But I say finished, but it's not even really finished because I have got so much more work to do on that book. And I recently had a friend of mine do a beta read for me, and after she pointed out a lot of things about that novel, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got like so much more work to do on that book, so it's not even finished. And of course I say it took 10 years for me to write it, not like the whole time, but on and off. It took me a long time to write that book, and then, you know, I am getting faster. It took me, you know, maybe like 6 months to write my second novel. It took me maybe a couple of months to write my third novel. But then there's just some novels that I really struggle with, like this Rachel and Chase story, Safe With Me. I have been struggling. You know, if you've been watching my videos, you know I have really been struggling with this story. I've really been struggling with the research and the outline, and it's just not coming together. And I started that story last year, and I worked a little bit on it, and then I started working on other stuff, and then like I started back on it this year, but then I just got really blocked on it, and just I've had a lot of setbacks, and so that story's just not coming easily to me. The other thing that was really kind of stressing me out, and I kind of did this to myself, but when I made my author website, I wanted to basically get people interested about the kind of writing that I was going to do. And I didn't have any books published yet, so what I did was I made a page for all of my upcoming projects, all the books that are coming soon, or I say coming soon. I made a page for all the books that are coming in the future, and I had them all up there. I had 2 of the Anna books. I had 1 of the Storm series books. I had 3 Turtle Creek novels, 3 of the Turtle Creek books. Of course, the first one being Safe With Me, and that's the one I'm struggling with. It's not even done yet. The first draft of that one's not even done. All the other story previews that were on my website, those stories were done. Like the first draft was done, not edited or anything. But at least they were somewhat complete. But now that I know what it takes to publish a book, because now One Big Mess is finally published, and it took me a long time to get that book ready. It's true that that book didn't take as long to write. I started that book in August of 2019, and then I ended up finishing that book in about, I think it was April 2020, about around that time I finished that book. So actually that's pretty good. Now that was the first draft. And then I took a long break from that book. I worked on some other things, and then I got the editing done. I started doing the editing sometime, I think in the end of that year. And then I really did the big copy edits earlier this year, and June is when I was ready to publish it. This process I have come to realize is taking a long time. And I even had this big goal of like maybe publishing 2 or 3 books a year. And I know now that is not going to happen because it is going to take me, first of all, it's going to take me a long time to get 6th grade changes ready, like publishable. And I may have to redo some things with that whole entire series. And there's no way I can get the second Anna story done. And it's just not going to happen. It's just going to be, it's not going to happen this year. I mean, I may be one of those people who publishes 1 or 2 books a year. Like, I don't know, but this is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just so, it was stressing me out. It was stressing me out that I had all of my story ideas like on my website. And every time I would go to my website, I would see the blurbs that I had written for all these awesome books that I have that are coming, soon. Not really coming soon, because it is going to take me a long time to publish all those books. And it really just stressed me out seeing all those and just knowing it's going to take me a long time. So I took all of those off the website because it was just stressing me out. It was just putting so much pressure on me that it was starting to make writing like not fun. And I don't want writing to ever not be fun. I don't want it to feel like work. I want it to just be something I do for fun. So what I did was, I took off all the blurbs off my website, and I just have the one book on there, One Big Mess, which is published. And I think the best thing for me to do is to focus on, just the one book that I have, and then like whenever the next book, whatever book that is, whenever the next book is ready to be published, then I will focus on promoting that one on my website. But for now, it's just too crazy. I've got like just too much stuff on my website. And so I just had to delete it just for my own sanity, just so I could like finally just breathe again. So anyway, that's the latest update on my stories. Now, I know that I was very, very ambitious at the beginning of the year about publishing all of these books, and now that I know how much hard work goes into all of this, I'm just going to just take it easy. I'm gonna just, the stories are gonna get done when they get done. I am never going to be one of those people who rapid releases. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I mean, the only way I could possibly rapid release is if I spent like years and years getting each book in like a certain series perfect and ready and edited, and then I could rapid release. I mean, I hear about like these writers who just, I was listening to a podcast today actually. And this one writer, I mean, I guess he's very successful because he's making 6 figures, but he was talking about his process, which is way different than mine. And he was talking about how he just, edits them and he gets his copy edits back from his editor, and he just clicks accept all, and then like he just kind of reads through it maybe like, one more time to see if everything is good, and then he's done. And I'm like, I cannot do that. No, I cannot do that. I have to read the story about 10 times. Look, I'm one of those people that reads my emails like about 5 times before I press send, and then I see a typo in my send folder, and then I freak out. So that's why I can't go back and read my One Big Mess book, because I'm afraid I'm going to find something I need to change. Yeah, my process is so different. I work slow. And I think that's, you know what, that's okay if I work slow, but I just feel a little, I hate to say it, but I feel a little jealous sometimes of those people who can write like really super fast, because, I see that they're cranking them out, and the more they crank out, the more money they're making, and I'm just not like that. I was also listening to another podcast, Joanna Penn's podcast, and she was talking about reading something that Dean Wesley Smith had put on his blog or something. And so I decided to go check it out. And he wrote this blog entry on product focused versus process focused. And I think, the camera. And I think what I have been doing is I have been focusing on the product. I have been focusing on getting the book done, you know, getting the editing done, you know, when can I publish this book, and when will I start making money from it. I've just been totally focusing on that, and I need to focus on the process of just enjoying the book. It's like he says, this is Dean Wesley Smith, he says, the writer is not focused on the fun of writing a story, but how the book is selling after they have finished it. He also has like this list of what is it, 9, I think it's 9 different things about like product focused versus process focused. Okay, so anyway, this video is getting kind of long and I have got a lot of writing to do because it's going to take me a long time to get all of these books finished. But does anybody else struggle with this? Like, does anybody else just see all of these amazing writers just cranking them out, and you're just like still working on book 1 or like book 2 or whatever, or you have like all these, like me, like I've got like all of these books like in various stages of completion, and it's gonna take a while for me to publish them. I mean, maybe eventually I'll get faster. Maybe eventually, you know, this process will be easier and it'll just come naturally to me. But for now, it's like, it's just taking a long time, and I don't want to rush it because it's not making writing fun for me to rush this process. And that was one of the reasons why I decided I didn't want a traditional publish, because I know traditional published writers, they have like things called deadlines, and I do not want to have a deadline because that'll put me under so much pressure, and then again it'll make writing not fun, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I am going to just be a slow writer, and I'm not going to care, and I don't know what book I'm going to publish next. It might be 6th grade changes, it might be that Anna book. It might be something completely different. I really don't know, but I am just going to take my time, and whenever the stories get finished is when they're going to get finished. I'm only one person, and I prefer not to rush this process because it's just going to make it not fun. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. Are you a fast writer, or are you a slow writer? Are you like me? Are you a slow writer and you kind of get stressed out when you see all these people cranking out novels? Let me know in the comments, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I'm just going to end this video right here, and I will link that Dean Wesley Smith blog in the description thing. Yeah, because it's really good. You should check it out. You should read that. We should read that article. It was really informative. All right, see y'all later. Bye.